Right, it's 2026. We now have IPS screens for a DS Lite. Something Game Boys have had for quite a while now. Something that's new to the DS Lites. Now, straight off the bat, I will say these were not cheap. They absolutely cost well and truly more than what the console did itself. Will it make that much of a difference? I don't know. You're going to have to install them and find out. So when I say they cost well and truly more than the console itself, these came in at a cool... It's all up on them, including postage. It was about 110 US for both screens. Not cheap. Listed as being laminated. Now we can see that the digitizer is already attached, so let's hope that it works. And same with the top one, it's already got the lens attached to that as well. So you can pick which color you needed. The cable adapter in there somewhere. But that means there shouldn't be any fear of us getting dust. Now here is today's patient. Pink one that cost me about 30 bucks. Doesn't turn on. Bottom screen flashing. Top screen doing nothing. Means that top screen in this one's most likely buggered. So we'll transfer this board with our new screens into that shell, because there's no way I'm putting over $100 worth of screens in a pink busted up shell like that. Anyone want to have a guess what shell awaits in here? Have a look. It is chrome, shiny silver, whatever you want to call it. That's how bloody shiny it is. Wow. Not ready for that yet anyway. Get that one pulled apart first. Make sure that everything inside looks alright. Then assemble. Let's get this one pulled apart first. It feels sticky for some reason and it won't come off. Ugh. That is why it was sticky. Unknown substance inside. And the other thing that draws my eye, that charging port is covered in corrosion. I mean, realistically, that's all I need at this point. That grubby old thing to the side. Going to replace that charging port first, and then hopefully that's all that's wrong with it. I don't really see a whole lot else going on. Let's start with that. I'm just checking over everything else because I don't want to put it in and then find out something else is broken. Don't know if you can see it on camera, but there is actually a bent pin in that game slot as well. So I'll do the game slot as well as the charging port. Something going on up here too. So just if that cleans up alright. Have to see if they work afterwards. Right, well, it would appear I forgot to hold the record button. But I've taken that game slot off, charging port. I also took that shoulder button off. A couple of things there to re-put on it. Can't believe I didn't hit record. Anyway, let's give it a clean and start putting things back in. Alright, I think I'm ready now to get the new shell out. I think everything else is fixed. I've got all the parts I need. I gave you a sneak peek of the shell before, and the colour was beautiful shiny chrome. Now, I've used one of these shiny shells before, the gold one. Don't know if anyone remembers that, but it was an absolute fingerprint magnet. A bit more prepared this time. I have to get it all out. Probably not going to need them. Looks like everything we need is there. My god. I absolutely love it. Just going to remember where everything goes. So looking at that one, this thing, little foam pad. And just remember when using gloves, everything is harder. Now, where is the little metal ring? So we can start. The top half fits perfectly. That's what I like. The microphone and the Wi-Fi thingo, Wi-Fi antenna in. Now this is going to work a little differently compared to a normal screen. Usually with one of these, you'd be running that cable through with part of the screen. This one, the cable is on its own, and I've not done one like this, so bear with me here. And there's also these 3 double-sided tapes used for padding around the edges. So I'll probably roll the ribbon cable through the hinge piece first. That's always a bit of a pain. And roll it up nice and tight. And shove it through. Now with that done, we'll put the microphone and the Wi-Fi one back in. But now this one goes in here. Flip that over. Roll it over. It will sit like that. Does that line up okay? The silver and the white go okay together. There is a plastic protector on that. Make sure it's hard enough for me to pull it off after. Cool. Alright, we're making good progress, and this thing is shaping up to be pretty damn cool so far. Just before we keep going though, a quick word from our sponsor, PCBWay. They offer precision PCB manufacturing, fast turnaround times, and prices that won't break the bank. From prototypes to full-scale production, they've got you covered. Need assembly services or advanced options like flex PCBs? No problem. Plus, their expert support team is ready to help you every step of the way. Join the global community of innovators who trust PCBWay. And in addition to this, they also have a web store where you can find awesome tools, toys, and merch. I'll leave a link in the description below. Something like that. Looks alright. Put the top on now. Fits all okay. Cable's in. I'm not going to screw it in just yet. I don't need to. That's pretty solid. We'll get that and feed the cables through. Ribbon first, and then the other ones. Oh, beautiful. This thing sometimes causes dramas when you put the hinge piece in. Let's see how it fits today. A little tight, but it fits. Screw baggy, 2 longer screws. You want to make sure you put the right screws in the right holes. Otherwise, you'll make long hole damage, which causes bumps in your case, your shell. Long screw damage, I should say. That's looking good so far. We are up to the buttons. D-pad, buttons on. Time for the pads. Looking pretty good. What I want to check is that the bottom screen fits in this area nicely. If I have to leave off the white bit around it, I will. If I need to leave that off, I will. Just want this to fit in there properly. Oh, that fits alright. Yep. Okay, look, the screen fits. That's the main thing. Now I've got more tapes, so I'm going to do it around the edge again. I assume it's padding so that it doesn't run into this because it's got some protection there. I always have the habit of putting extra tape on the back of the bottom screens anyway, so I've just gone and done that. Now we've got to connect it to that. And then in there. And there's a protective layer on this one too. I'd like to peel that off first, because otherwise it'll get trapped under the frame. Probably put the microphone down as well in its spot. That would make sense. Very important that that's pushed in all the way. If you ruin it, the kit did come with two ribbon cables, so you'd get a second chance at it. Unlike a normal screen where you ruin the cable, you ruined the screen. Oh, it's in. Let's get 2 little screws. Put that board in. Now it's at this point where you could get your battery, put that on and turn it on, make sure it does work. I've already done that, but I'm going to show you at the end the big reveal. This bit's sometimes a bit of a pain, but you get used to it. There you go. So all that's left to do on this one is put the shoulder buttons with the springs in, then attach it to the lower half, but we need to prep this side first, which includes putting a screw in that, putting the metal piece on that. Oh no, I forgot to put the clear bit in the shoulder hinge piece. I'm gonna have to open that up and do that. Bits and bobs from there into there. I will put the clear bit into my shoulder button first, for in there, and then carry on. Alright, back to where we're up to. Getting the bottom half ready. That thing goes there, like that. This stylus holder over the top, like that. Screw it in. Make sure you put it in right, like that, under the notch. This thingo. Like that. It's a little jarring, it not being chrome as well, but anyway, screw in that one there, that thingo in here, the battery slot, battery screw I should say, and we can use one of these, help stick it in. All I really need to do Well, I guess I should put them in too. Need to do the shoulder buttons now. I'll do them off camera. They're nothing exciting. Forgot to put that thing on before, but it's on now. Let's close it up. Hopefully it fits all happily. Well, it feels like everything is certainly lined up all right. Let's get these last screws in from that pile there. Now these are the ones you need to make sure do not put ones in that are too long, or you will make bumps in your case. Now, personally, I do find with these screws, the ones that come in the kit, they do strip a little bit easy compared to what they should. So if you can use the screws out of your original shell, then I would recommend doing that if they're not all rusted and stripped already. They just feel better. Now we need our one metal screw. The thread on that is really thin. That's for the metal. The thread on that one's really thick. That's for the plastic. That's the shell. This is for our battery cover. Now it's just rubber pads and stuff like that. So I'm going to whack all them on and then stay tuned for the big reveal. It's like staring into a mirror. It's that reflective. They are obviously different Pokemon games. Here it is, IPS Original DS. Bit of a difference in colours. I know they're not quite the same game, but they looked pretty close before, did they not? Viewing angle, much nicer, much better. Very clear difference between the two. Alright, let's look at the pros and cons. The colours look way nicer, straight up. It's brighter, better viewing angle. It makes the console feel more modern, especially with our shiny new shell. We should get a fair few more years out of it now that it's had a bit of a upgrade. Into the cons, well, cost, first and foremost. This kit was expensive. Had the aftermarket shell, it's another 25 Australian. Either way, this thing was over 120 US just for the upgrades. The console itself was still another, I think I paid 30 Australian on top for that as well. If you aren't familiar with pulling these things apart, that can also be a con for you. The installation process, the ribbon cables are probably the worst part about it. The rest of it, it's fine. But I guess having that secondary cable as a backup, you don't ruin the screen as such, you'll ruin the cable. That's a lot easier to deal with than ruining the entire screen. The battery life is also going to be lower now because that screen is pulling more power. They reckon you'll get about 2 hours out of the battery, a standard DS Lite battery. For me, that's not so bad. I can't sit there and play games for 2 hours uninterrupted anymore anyway, so not a huge deal. I think the upgrades, I think the way it looks for that shorter amount of time is worth it. Whether or not the cost is worth it, that's up to you. I was never much of a sucker for the full-on colour differences, if that makes sense. Yes, the brightness is good. Tell me what you think. If you need any of these parts, affiliate links in the description below. That'll help me out. You'll get exactly what I got, and you know it works, and you'll know how to do it. Like, subscribe, do a burnout, all that fun stuff.